Hi, my name is Janice. I am an amateur 5-dan Go player, as well as a Fox 5-dan. Today, I would like to introduce to you a game of Go that I lost. It was also the game I played in class with my teacher. My teacher is a professional Go player. In this game, I get 4 handicaps, and I resigned in the middle of the game. This is where I start to make a mistake. I am supposed to play here because corner is more valuable. But in the actual game, instead of that, I played this one. This is not good because it leaves this thing here, a weakness here, that can be cut by white in the future. If I play like this, then even if white play here, I extend and white goes to this one here and I connect, white do that, black is stronger than what I actually played. This is the biggest mistake I made throughout the game. Even though this one move here will not make me lose, but because I left white I left my weakness here for white to cut, and this extend here leaves white to play this move. So if white plays this one right now, I don't know how I should respond. If I just cut and white goes here, I go up, white go there, then I am in absolute danger. I made a blunder here because I assumed that white is going to connect anyways. The mistake here is that even if white connects, I cannot cut from this point here. If I cut from this point, white extend and I get the liberty, white can do that and I am absolutely screwed. But so if I play that, I can only play this, which is definitely not super ideal. Here, I think I learned a really big lesson because at the start, I thought that if I spend one move or if I take one move to fix my potential flaw here, which is quite obvious because white has the stone here. I thought if I play this move, then the stone here is like it does do something because it scares me. But in fact, my teacher told me that once I play this move, there's no potential for white to play here, which means that my stone here, instead of white making me less efficient, I made the white stone here super not efficient. So this is a thing I learned, and and if you have a lot of territories or you have the potential to get a lot of territories, it means that your opponent is definitely going to invade. This is really obvious, but I did not think about that here. So Here I made a similar mistake to the one I made here, which is assuming that my opponent is going to connect. But here this is impossible because if white connects and I block, it is a bit too easy, and white is definitely not going to make the game easy as white is in danger. So in the actual game, white plays that, and I try to destroy the eye, but this is not easy for me to kill white anyways, and I did not realize that here the cut is a really big danger or potential point where I lose. So here this mistake here is similar to this mistake, and my teacher told me that never assume that your opponent is going to do whatever you want them to do. As a result, I could not continue this game in this situation because all 5 stones here are absolutely dead, and all the stones here are not efficient, and I got all the stones there gone, and I have this whole bunch of stones, those stacks, they're not doing anything. So the reason I lose this game is mainly because of this stone here. I thought that the stone was doing something to threaten the corner, but in fact it leaves more weakness, and my teacher told me that if you want to play such an extent, especially how when you have some flaws in the outside, you can only play when you are really sure that you can kill white or threaten white to a great extent. Otherwise, do not play such a move that will leave you the weakness. And so it is necessary for me to place the stone here to reinforce my wall, or I would say this whole bunch of stones here, they are not strong. So this move here is the reason why I lose everything. But overall, I do not have a really clear view of what is strong, or I do not how to evaluate my weakness, how to like fix them. That is something that can be improved by understanding what's weak and what's strong in your game.
It was a huge mistake for you not to deal with that white piece. Compared with the previous black piece, which one was the worst move?
My black stone at the start, that extent is worse than how I missed that little jump later. Because if I play the black stone at the start, then I don't even have to reinforce all of the stones there, because the reason why I have to reinforce the stone is that gives me the potential to get a lot of territories. And of course, when I have flaw and when I have the potential to get a lot of territories, white is going to invade. So if I play the block at the start, then I don't even have to do anything, and white is not going to invade me or focus on my flaws later. So in essence, those 2 stones could have been made with like 1 stone, so I essentially wasted 1 move.
Is this a common mistake you make at this level?
This is a common mistake in my level, which is around Fox 5 Dan, 6 Dan, and Fox 4 Dan, because this mistake reflects how players in our level can make the mistake of not knowing which one is more important, or don't know how to evaluate different situations. And However, there are certain examples of players at our level who have really strong evaluation skill, but are not good at the puzzle solving. But for majority of the players in our level, they can make mistakes that miss the chance of reinforcing their own weakness and attacking other people's weakness and simultaneously evaluating different situations and different factors and go to determine what you're going to play next.
How to solve the problem of value judgment.
The first way to improve is to practice by playing a lot of the actual games and gain more experiences of how to evaluate, to know what you have or what the mistakes are. The second way to improve is to watch professional Go players game. The aim of watching professional Go players game is to know the way and how they think, and to think of what you can play if you are in that situation.